The plain-looking man in the green Ford Gran Torino popped on his left turn indicator, then checked the driver's side mirror, and easily merged into the light Monday afternoon traffic headed south on Interstate 85. He kept pace with the other early afternoon commuters, driving not too fast, not too slow. Checking the rearview mirror, he didn't see anything out of the ordinary behind him. No cars fast approaching, no flashing blue lights. Everything was going according to plan. Satisfied that he had made a successful escape, and the cops were, as usual, a day late and $1 short, he reached for the radio dial, clicked it on, and listened intently as he slowly turned the knob first right, then left. Probably won't be anything about it on the news, not yet anyway. He continued turning the dial through the few stations he could pick up, static crackling through the speakers in between mostly weak signals. He found Gloria Gaynor belting out "I Will Survive," then Grand Funk Railroad urging him to do the locomotion. Further up the dial, he passed a fire and brimstone preacher threatening eternal damnation unless listeners sent in a donation pronto. Then Paul Harvey telling his listening audience the rest of the story. No breaking news, though. That would come soon enough. Satisfied that the events of the day had gone down almost exactly as he had planned, Joseph Paul Franklin decided to pull off the highway for a quick celebration of sorts, a little pat on the back that he believed he had earned. Flipping his signal light on again, he merged into the far right lane, then took the next exit ramp off the highway. At the end of the ramp were several gas stations. He chose the Phillips 66 station closest to the exit. Carefully accelerating, he again indicated a right turn. Always pays to abide by the law. The thought made him chuckle to himself. He made another right turn into the station's parking lot and cruised slowly past a few 18-wheelers, then past customers at the pumps. He was careful not to look directly at anyone. The payphones were located at the other end of the lot, and that suited him just fine. He cruised coolly past the other customers and eyed the phone at the far end of Ma Bell's bank of battered and worn telephones. He'd use that one. Pulling into a faintly marked parking spot, he shifted the car into park and surveyed his surroundings. He had the area to himself, at least down here by the phone. Not bothering to turn the ignition off, he opened the door, swung his feet out onto the pavement, and dug into his shirt pocket for his smokes. Swiping a book of matches off the dash, he pulled one out and deftly struck it against the back of the matchbook. The hissing flame blossomed. He touched it to the tip of his Marlboro and puffed hard, the blue smoke that escaped curling lazily upward. Enjoying the familiar burn in his lungs a bit longer than he usually did, he exhaled lustily, and a faint smile curled the corners of his mouth. Letting the cigarette hang from his thin, dry lips, and squinting his one good eye against the burn, he glanced skyward, following the smoke. Joe could count on one hand the number of really good days he had enjoyed in his 28 years on this godforsaken earth. Today would go down as one of Joseph Paul Franklin's top 10 best-ever days. Everything had gone off without a hitch, save one small one. In the overall scheme of things, however, it didn't matter one damn bit. The dude was just unlucky, that's all. Maybe I'll send him a get-well card. He laughed aloud at the prospect. Fucker was just unlucky. He took another lusty drag on his cigarette as he looked back over his shoulder at the gas pumps and the big trucks just beyond them. Sitting there in that parking lot, staring up into the brilliant blue sky of an early March afternoon, Joseph Franklin almost looked like a happy man, and if anyone had noticed him, that very thought might have even crossed their mind. But of course, no one did notice him. Not one person.
To keep listening to this audiobook, I've left you a link in the description so you can do it, at no cost thanks to Audible's 30-day free trial.